what's up? It's Patrick from GuyIntheCube. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take your dynamic axis and your dynamic legends to the next level in Power BI. Stay tuned. If you find this for the very first time, be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all videos from both Adam and this guy. Okay, I did a video on dynamic axis. Casper DeJong wrote a really good blog post on dynamic axis, but not much on dynamic legends. And we recently got a question, hey, how do you do dynamic axis and dynamic legends? And I was like, And so while I was thinking about it, Adam did a quick internet search using Bing.com. I should stick to my day job, no singing. Anyway, he landed on a video from this guy named Parker at BI Elite. Parker has a really nice, elegant solution out there on his video. And if you haven't been out to BI Elite and checked out Parker, you should definitely go check him out. He's got some great content on his YouTube channel. And so what he did was, wait. You guys know what I like to do. Instead of all this talking, let's do what? Let's head over to my laptop. So the first thing Parker did was he identified the attributes from his dimensions, the columns from his tables that he wanted to include in his dynamic axis and dynamic legends. And he created this table that included a distinct list of each value from those. And so it's called the category column. And then he created a field column that just tells you the name of the column from the table. Let me show you what the table looks like. A distinct list of all the promotion names and then a distinct list of all the countries with the corresponding name of the column. Maybe a little more explicit, but they're in that table. All right. And then he did the part that I like the most. He went over to the model view and he did a little model magic. From that legend category table, he created one-to-many inactive relationships between that category column and the actual country column that he's going to use in a dynamic relationship. And he repeated that for each one of the tables that required this type of dynamic. And then the last thing he did was he created a measure that would activate based on a selection, the selected value. And so if you select the promotion name from that dynamic table, it's gonna activate the relationship between the category and the promotion name. That's why the relationships were inactive. And he did the same thing here. This is nice and I like it. But I just kept staring at that measure and I was like, wait a minute, what if I decide I wanna add a new attribute? What do I need to do? Let me show you. If you take a look, this is how he set it up. So I have my promotion name and I have my sales country and it works. The legend is changing and the axis is changing. Let's say I want to add customer gender. So I'm going to head over to my legend categories table. I'm just going to overwrite this code right here and add a new table called customer gender. You can see it appears in my slicer because I'm just pulling the list of fields from this legend categories table. If I select it, nothing happens. So the next thing I need to do is bring customer over here to my relationship view. And now I need to establish an inactive relationship. Go to manage relationships, new, choose my legend category, choose the category itself, choose customer, choose gender, make sure it's not active and click OK and click close. And you can see that I have another inactive relationship. So now maybe this will work, still nothing. There's one thing I need to do. So you have to create corresponding measures for all of the existing measures because you need to activate those relationships. And so in my case, I'm using freight amount and you can see I created all my corresponding measures. So all I need to do now is go right here and copy this, shift, enter, paste this. And then all we need to do here is say customer, where's gender at? There we go. Do a little check. Likes it, and now you can see the values automatically appear. And I'll repeat that process for all of those dynamic legend measures. It's a great solution. This is what we show, but it can become cumbersome. And I was like, wait a minute, I do need the calculated table. Can't avoid that. I do need that model magic that Parker did. I love the model magic, but do I really need to create all those measures? Is there a way around it? I got an idea. Let me show you. I opened up Tablet Editor 3. You can use Tablet Editor 2 for this also. Doesn't matter. And what I did was I created a calculation group. I named it Dynamic Legend. And I created two calculation items. And I just kind of broke that measure apart. So for the promotion name, instead of explicitly typing a measure name here, I say selected measure and then activate the relationship for promotion name. And I did the exact same thing for sales territory. Because I wanted to add a new one, I said new calculation item. I did the exact same pattern, but I activated the customer gender relationship, and then I saved it back, head over to Power BI, refresh the model, head over to page 2, and now you can see there's my customer gender. Now I'm using category and the category from the legend categories table as my axis and my legend, just like Parker did. I didn't change anything there. What I did change was my slicer is now based on the name from my dynamic legend calculation group. Now I'm using just my normal measures. Pretend I delete all of the dynamic legend measures, so I'm just using sales amount here, and as I toggle, you can see how it works. But what if I want to switch from sales amount to freight amount? Let's do that, and boom, it all works. Parker Solution is phenomenal. I get a lot of feedback saying, hey, we don't want to use third-party tools. That's great. Use Parker Solution. It works. If you can use third-party tools like Tabular Editor, take a look at it, because I eliminated the step of creating all those measures. You still need to create your calculated table. You still need to do the model magic. I love to call it, like if I had a magic wand, model magic, but you don't have to recreate all your measures. All right, what do you guys think? Are you watching BI Elite? Are you watching Parker's YouTube channel? Definitely go check it out. Great content out there. Have you run across this dynamic axis or dynamic legend scenario before? I'd love to know. Any challenges, any comments? You guys know what I like to do. Let's continue the conversation where? In the comments below. If you're first time visiting the Guy in the Cube channel, hit that subscribe button. If you like my video, give me a big thumbs up. As always, from Adam and myself, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.